When is a get-up not like a Gorshin? Here's your look at the brand new McFarlane Toys, The New Adventures of Batman, the Riddler. A playboy billionaire by day, Bruce Wayne's double life affords him the comfort of a life without financial worry. A loyal butler turned guardian and the perfect base of operations in the ancient network of caves beneath his family's sprawling estate. By night, however, he sheds all pretense, dons his iconic scalloped cape and pointed cowl, and takes to the shadowy streets, skies, and rooftops of Gotham City. Incredibly detailed 6-inch scale retro-style Batman figures, based on the New Adventures of Batman, designed with articulation with up to 12 moving parts for retro play. Just before we get a closer look at this off-colored criminal, I'd like to first thank the folks over at McFarlane Toys that kindly provided the sample of a pink-clad Riddler that we could have a look at this review. Backing that a bit, you may already be asking yourself, well, why is he pink instead of green? For reasons unknown, it could have been an animation error. The Riddler actually appeared in the intro of the New Adventures of Batman, the 70s series, wearing pink instead of green. Funny enough, though, in the 68-69 Batman and Boy Wonder cartoon series, Riddler was fine in wearing green, so there may have just been a factory or an animation error at the time that Riddler made this appearance. Either way, though, the figure stands at almost 6 inches. I mean, 6 is right around there. He's just a little less than that, so he's about 5 and let's go with 5 3/4 of an inch in height, or the figure's 15 centimeters tall. And riddle me this, Batman, why can't a golfer be a banker? That's because he can't count higher than 4. This is the 4th figure, after all, that we've already had a look at. The most recent one, in fact, was the Robin the Boy Wonder. We also had a look at the Joker, which makes up the only other villain that we get from this series. We also started our reviews with Batman. Riddler is about the same size, give or take, as Batman. He's a little shorter than Joker, and he's a whole lot taller than Robin. The Riddler does come with one accessory. That accessory happens to be his cane. The cane is molded in the same pink plastic as the rest of the figure's body, except for one area. Well, any area that really is touching his glove, unfortunately leaves behind a little bit of yellow paint. Unfortunately, with the grip being as tight as it is, and really the thickness of the cane being about the same, every single time, I find at least, that I slide this into his grip, if I go to then move the cane away, you can see like a little bit of paint gets left behind. Now, unfortunately, though, I mean, they could have just molded this in yellow plastic, but that would have been an additional tooling cost, considering that this is also the Frank Gorshin body that they're just using again. I know it's obviously just the most cost-effective for them just to be painting the hands, but unfortunately, though, I mean, while it doesn't look like the inside of his hand is actually leaving or having any of the paint flaking off, it is, though, certainly finding its way onto the actual pink cane, and it's a bit of a bummer. But yeah, it does definitely belong along with Riddler. I don't actually have another Riddler I could have brought in for comparison. I have one that's still sealed. It's the black and white unmasked Gorshin. Really should get around to reviewing that guy at some point. But it looks to be using the same Gorshin body down to actually his boots. Funny, though, that they actually just molded the boots as the same coloring of pink as the rest of the figure's body. The head sculpt is really quite good for what little we see of Riddler. I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily it matches that of the cartoon because we get very little of Riddler in the original 70s series. We got a lot more of him actually in the 68-69 Batman and the Boy Wonder cartoon. And I hope that at some point we maybe get a follow-up wave maybe from McFarlane's team where we do get ourselves some of the characters from that original cartoon. Although really, honestly, a lot of those characters, a lot of villains at least, carried over from the 68-69 series to the 77-78 series. Again, Riddler really being the only exception. He's the one standout in the sense that they actually based this modeled more on the idea that it's an error. It's an animation error at the beginning of the cartoon. I'm sure, as they've done already with the Batgirl, got 2 variations of the Batgirl that we will be looking at in an upcoming review. One is a black outfit, one is a blue outfit. I'm sure they probably could simply just release this guy again in a green outfit where people would more recognize the character and the criminal. The thing about it, though, is while this being hitting a very niche market of collectors that love the fact that this is an actual nod to the way that they errored the animation at the beginning of the series, I don't know if I would say that every casual collector is going to be wanting to be picking up a Riddler, just thinking to themselves, well, hey, I know Riddler as one that has a green mask and a green body. Why did they decide to give him a pink outfit? Could it be the fact that McFarlane Toys has made an error? Well, they haven't. But again, I think it's only going to be catering towards the collectors that are really like looking at this and thinking that's a deep cut for them to have gone that route instead of just simply molding the guy all in green plastic. But the head sculpt for what it is, I mean, like he looks certainly the most animated. I mean, him and Joker really have some really interesting likenesses to them. Batman looks a little more somber. I really like the way that Robin looked like, and obviously we're going to be looking at a couple of other upcoming figures in future reviews. But I really like the Riddler. I like him a lot. I just don't know if I would say, like, is it too deep of a cut that all the collectors are going to be jumping on board getting this guy, knowing that very well that he's colored off at the beginning of the cartoon series? I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be geared towards everybody. But I do like the head sculpt. I think it's painted really well. The eyebrows, the way they've actually painted the eyes, as small as they may be inside his mask, those were nicely done as well. And I think the smile is really good on this guy too. Now, of course, with the rest of the figure's body, they would have only just painted. It doesn't look like this is actually sculpted over top of the jumpsuit, so they would have just painted the question mark over top of his body. The belt is just painted over from the Gorshin one from before. He's got now yellow gloves. I think the original one would have had purple gloves. And the only thing really that's missing on this figure is the fact that instead of actually having purple shoes for the Gorshin body, where is the green shoes? Now that I have to think about that, they instead simply just molded it in all the same pink plastic as the rest of the figure's body. He still, though, manages to retain the peg holes in the undersides of his feet, so that's not really that much different from the original 60s Riddler. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one. From a sculpting standpoint, I really like the look of Riddler. He has the most energy, I think, going for all the figures we've looked at so far. But I almost just feel like the pink is maybe too deep of a cut. I already said that. Too deep of a cut that I think the casual collectors may not be interested to pick this one up, just because why am I going to be picking up a pink Riddler? With that being said, though, the figure's articulation is going to be the same as the Gorshin one from before. The head's going to rotate all the way around. The head only, well, it doesn't really look up at all. I mean, doing what I'm doing right now is going to basically yield the same results. I mean, again, you can only just really rotate the head back and forth. The arms do rotate all the way around. They're a little tighter, of course, the more you rotate it to like this area right here, just because he's got wider shoulders. You know, also was the case with Batman. Batman, I think, also uses the same type of body, doesn't he? Let's just grab Batman off to the side and bring Batman in. Yeah, I think they're using also the same body, the same arms. Obviously, the gloves are going to be a little bit different between the two. Maybe the legs are also shared between the two figures as well. So there's a few little carried over molds that they used from one Batman figure to the other. I mean, again, this is from the 60s series, so the Adam West would have shared the same similar body parts, at least, as Gorshin's body. Anyways, his arm does rotate back and forth. He does have a bend in the elbow. The elbow as well allows the forearm to rotate back and forth, and the hands rotate all the way around. The Riddler's body does swivel, so you can rotate that back and forth this way. The legs do forward hinge, back hinge, but you can only hinge it as far as basically, well, it kind of stops right around there at around his flat behind. The figure does have a bend in his knee. Very, very stiff bend in his knee. There's a little bit of swivel there also in the lower leg. And again, he has no articulation. Basically, the shoe is just a continuation mold of the rest of the figure's lower legs. But nice looking Riddler. Again, I think the thing about this is, while I love the fan service, the nod that they did put to the original animated series, could they have maybe been shooting themselves in the foot by not releasing this guy in a green outfit? Why can I not get this guy to stand? By not releasing him in a green outfit, I think may turn away casual collectors who maybe may have just wanted an animation version of the Riddler. I'm sure, though, considering we already have this mold, considering this is already the Gorshin body used again, I'm sure they're probably going to be releasing this guy in a gold label edition, where we're probably going to be getting a green outfit Riddler, even if really, honestly, in the 70s series, he didn't really have a green outfit. Bringing back in a couple of the other figures we've already had a look at. There's Batman, there's Robin and Batman on the other side there. Yeah, we definitely need some more villains, though. I was just kind of thinking about that. Like, was Mr. Freeze, I think, appears at Clayface. Definitely would love to get a Clayface from the original 70s series. What other characters would you like to see? I mean, obviously, we are still be looking at Commissioner Gordon and Batmite. I'm glad that we are actually getting a Batmite, and we are also getting two variations of Batgirl. So those videos will still be coming up. But what other characters from the original New Adventures of Batman cartoon series would you also like to see McFarlane produce action figures for? Let me know down below in the comments section. Yeah, so I was checking online, and Frank Gorshin, sure enough, was wearing green shoes a lot of the times when he was wearing his green Riddler outfit. I think there was a few images that I did actually find where Frank Gorshin might have actually been in between takes. He was walking over to catering. He was wearing black loafers. Yeah, I don't think that was right, black loafers. At least they did follow the footwear accordingly when it came to the pink-clad Riddler, giving him the same color of footwear as the rest of his suits. Could this be a figure that where the source material makes the figure suffer? Because to the credit of McFarlane Toys, they did follow the source material accurately, but just so happens that the source material was also possibly an animation error. I think the thing about this figure is that I know ultimately we're going to be getting this guy in a Platinum Edition release, the same format, the same release essentially is what we're going to be getting with a black outfit Batgirl that we will be looking at in an upcoming review. We're getting the one from the cartoon, but then we're also getting a black outfit. I'm sure the same kind of future is going to be in store for Edward Nygma. We're going to definitely get this guy in a green outfit. I mean, yes, it's nice to have the reference to the original source material, but if the original source material could have possibly been an animation error, there might be a chance that most collectors are going to be waiting on the sideline, waiting for this guy to get released in more classic Riddler colors. What do you guys think of him? Let me know down below in the comments section. Do you think that this is a figure that's worth picking up, or would you rather just wait it out and see if we get ourselves a green version of the Riddler? Let me know down below in the comments section. Big thank you once again to the folks over at McFarlane Toys that did provide this sample of the brand new Adventures Batman Riddler that we could have a look at this review. If you guys certainly did enjoy this video, I want to hit it with a like. If you guys are loving the content you guys are seeing and would like to see the rest of the reviews of the New Adventures of Batman, we are still looking at Commissioner Gordon and Batmite. We are also going to be looking at Batgirl. Two versions of Batgirl. Those videos will all be coming your way. Making sure, of course, you're hitting that subscribe button down below and turning on the bell notification are two crucial steps to ensure that you're not missing out anything that's coming out from this channel by the person that's behind the camera. That's me. Lots of videos coming your way, guys. As always, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.